DreamHack Masters Winter is brought to you by Intel, Corsair, Monster Energy, and MSI.
Welcome back to DreamHack Masters Winter. We are gearing up and getting ready to go for G2 versus FURIA. Strap yourselves in for that one because it's going to be fast and it's going to be furious. But before we get to that, my name is Frankie Ward and I'm joined by Scrawny and Launders. And I need you guys now to step up because we're ready for another sports buff. That was my Quizmaster voice. What did you think?
Okay, I couldn't tell, but okay. I'll take your word for it.
Was it not different enough? Okay. Right, well, you guys at home, please make sure you activate the Sports Buff quiz extension because I've got another question for you, which should hopefully appear on your screens very soon. The question is, free game 2 oh, that's not the question, by the way. That means on my card, that means that the question becomes before free game 2. Listen, all right? I read what's on the card. I'm like Anchorman, but less talented. Fnatic won every game on their way to winning the DreamHack Masters last year, Manuel, except their first. Who beat them? Was it A, G2, B, Astralis, C, ENCE, or D, Vitality? Do you know it?
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
And I only say that because you can't call me out.
I mean, I can call you out anytime I want. I just would feel really bad about it, so I'm not going to.
I'll blurt out the answer if you want me to.
I also want to update... Do not. Mute his microphone, please, Corny. All right. I also want to update you guys on the ESL Pro Tour because we've been talking about this a little bit over the past few days. There's a North American spot for IEM Katowice up for grabs. The top 2 spots before DreamHack Masters Winter were occupied by FURIA and EG were basically depending on Team Liquid and Chaos's performances because, we're going to actually show you on screen right now. Because EG aren't going to anything. They can't win any more points. So Team Liquid really needed to reach the playoffs to get a healthy amount of points to guarantee them a direct invite. But unfortunately, they've gone home with nothing, which means these points essentially now stay the same. So Team Liquid and Chaos will be playing in the qualifiers for the road for IEM Katowice, and our top 2 teams, FURIA and Evil Geniuses, are guaranteed a spot. So guys, we will see you there next year, and congratulations. So ESL Pro Tour, it does mean a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, Liquid were set up pretty well, but they didn't win a match here. This was probably a good chance to score some extra, guarantee points.
Style points.
Oh, style points. We are going to head to our Group B bracket. We can show you the scores on the doors. Who is what, where, why, and how. As you can see, G2 Esports versus FURIA, that is our next matchup. Whoever loses this, I think, is going to be going up against... Astralis, yes, because we don't want to see a repeat of FURIA North, for example. And then whoever loses Godsent Mouse will go up against North.
Correct.
And I feel like Godsent or Mouse, both of them we might see in the playoffs, because North so far, they haven't necessarily had the best results.
Yeah, that should be a freebie. We'll see. I mean, of course, North only have to take down Amiga to get there, so to get to that part of the bracket. So, yeah, the real competition starts well for them then.
Yeah, and FURIA are a pretty tough opponent to go up against. And we want to now ask what you guys are thinking. Who do you think is going to be going ahead straight into the playoffs? This isn't about who's going to the lower bracket. You can use the hashtags on screen right now to let us know your predictions. Hashtag G2 or hashtag FUR to let us know, not that one. Let us know who you think is going to be winning this series, and we'll be revealing the results at the end of our own conversation after their predictions, so they're not influenced by you lot in Twitch chat.
That's very fair.
Think
Yeah.
Twitch chat could influence us?
Yes, definitely. I feel like if Twitch chat was like, okay, Connor, we want you to wear a blue shirt tomorrow, you would want to please them.
I would show
You
up
show up
naked.
in neon blue. Oh, yeah, naked. Okay.
The thing is, you actually would show up naked. I'm not even going to quibble that.
That's a spoiler.
To be honest with you. That is not a spoiler. He's not turning up naked tomorrow, is he?
Not on
It's
a
just
desk.
something naked. Yeah.
Okay, right. We're getting very much distracted, and it's all his fault. All right, let's talk about G2 because they had a bit of a slow start against Amiga. They were playing very simply. They just weren't contesting anything. They weren't even like challenging A ramp launchers.
Yeah. See,
but, yeah.
It's funny how that is like the only fuel we have for this conversation. When we talk about the next map, they look more like themselves. I think it was Dust 2. Lollipop was an extraordinary figure in that match, so that was one thing. But as you mentioned, it was a lot of G2 doing it to themselves and not really waking up at all. So it felt like the calling was slow at the moment on Mirage, that they weren't coming up with simple solutions to easy problems, and then it tumbled on to the point that they had to go to OT to bring themselves back. You only saw 3 maps in that series.
I'm guessing, Scrawny, they cannot risk giving up that much map control to FURIA.
No, definitely not. But I don't think if it's going to be their decision. I think if you think Lollipop walking out A ramp was sometimes catching you off guard, getting you flustered, getting you a little upset because of the disrespect, just wait till you have FURIA facing off versus you, right? This is a team that absolutely aggresses on the T side, that shows no respect, that will stick together and fire one another up. And we've been seeing that, right? Like Mohan was talking about at the end of that first game just now, we've seen these North American teams, other than EG, who immediately went back home to stay there, they're warming up and they're improving. Hell, even MIBR, who came to Europe and was kind of written off in their first few games, have shown genuine improvement. So FURIA are starting to give us something to talk about, and I think G2 versus FURIA is a really sick matchup. There's going to be so much firepower in this next VO3.
Well, our teams are playing for a direct ticket to the playoffs, so we caught up with Kenny S to talk about this important match.
Oh, Kenny S when he hits shots.
It's a small room. Nemiga played good, but we also played pretty sleepy, I would say.
It is all on Kenny. Kenny at the B side is everything for the moment. He's looking away from the flashbangs. It goes beyond him. While he pops in the corner, comes out. Kenny catches him through the smoke and the flick.
Well, FURIA is always a tough matchup. That's Brazilian CS. It's a bit all over the place. Sometimes I'm pretty sure they don't know themselves what they are doing. Usually this matchup is pretty cool for us. So let's see what happens.
Okay. Kenny S just laying down a challenge. We don't think they know what they're doing all the time. I actually think that is, I'm going to call his bluff there, because I think the reason that FURIA lost last time they faced G2 was because FURIA, they really prepped for their opponents. And there was a fascinating interview that Ark did on HRTV Confirmed, where he was talking about how the team feel really uncomfortable playing defaults, and they really do play to counter their opponents. And Nico had just joined G2. They didn't know what to do.
Yeah, they didn't know what spots he'd be picked up in. They didn't know what was going on. And G2 were just like so amazingly good right away that it was really hard to play against. At the time, FURIA were not really in it either, though. I think that some of the maps, it was a 2-0. It was a close series in some sense, but I think overall FURIA at that very moment are not the FURIA we have today. So I'm very much looking forward to the series for that reason alone, that FURIA on their own merits have improved a lot since that last match.
Have you got any concerns about these rumors that are coming out from Camp FURIA that they're
Tons, yeah, I've got
losing
tons of concerns.
Hen?
I'm not any. Yeah, like, I don't know, it seemed someone cited external issues in a rumor, and yet it feels like Henny is still a pivotal part of like all of their map wins recently and is the one firing them up, and it's like, well, what is it? Somebody tell me, because I don't want it to happen, and if it is going to happen, I want to know a good reason, because it doesn't feel like Henny is easily replaceable. There's no one out there right now that has developed as much as Henny. He's one of the best roster moves of all time coming into FURIA. Rocket launched them through this horrible year and has resulted in FURIA being a team we respect and are actually going to take seriously in a game like this versus G2.
And Vinny was another one who was recently on the rumors chopping block as well.
I mean, the rumor mill is just a weird one, because even if we're talking about these players leaving, which is kind of concerning in and of itself, you know, the potential replacements, Junior's name comes up. And I mean, Junior, don't get me wrong, talented opera from North America. He could very well be one of the next best North American sniper players that our region develops. But will he be developed properly in a team that hasn't yet ever had a taste of international CS? Like, it just seems nonsensical almost. But so I don't know what to believe when it comes to all that. I don't know what would be the best solution because we don't even really know what the problem is, you know? And FURIA with enough practice, with enough performance here in Europe, look how much they've already improved.
Exactly, and of course, we had to talk to one of the loveliest players in Counter-Strike, Vinny, to find out what's going on in Camp FURIA.
Or confident to that it was gonna be like a chill match for us. I mean, not that hard. I don't know, I always play good Inferno. It's something on the map. It just works.
But the fact is they're going to try and play off Vinny. They did fantastic in the last round. This time, what? How does he get Cajun? Cajun was literally waiting for him. He's just solo triple entry'd the A-site vids.
Our opening match the last time on Europe was against G2 and we kind of lost. They're hard to beat. I think it was more like us playing badly, and this time it's going to be different. We're just going to play our game. We're going to be confident and just destroy them.
Interesting that we got to hear a little bit about Inferno there. It's definitely their signature map at the moment, and Vinny plays such an important role in that rotator role. I mean, really, it seems like they don't even need to second guess. It's just second nature that they know where he needs to be at every point of the match.
Yeah, I mean, they call it Vinferno because he's had some performances. He's like, Vinny is this guy who is on a team full of talent, and then he'll have a map that none of his teammates have ever had in terms of his frags. And it's less often than his other teammates, and that's maybe why the rumor is that he might be on the chopping block. But it doesn't make sense to me. He definitely plays a key role. And we talked about B-holds being so important. That's a specialty on one of the hardest maps and one of the maps you're going to run into the most versus good competition.
Well, I think we should talk about those maps and what's going to be coming up, because
Perfect
this
segue.
is going to be a very interesting veto, I think. Segueing in.
Yeah.
What are we expecting? Obviously Inferno. That goes without saying. We thinking maybe a Dust 2?
I mean, it might not come in actually. It depends. I mean, the last time I think we saw Vertigo nuke be potential, but Dust 2 and Overpass are going to be the first two to go. That's no secret. I don't think that's going to change. And then from there, we can talk about what we're going to see from G2 FURIA. I think FURIA could pick Inferno. They pick it sometimes, but I think there's a chance they want to punish G2 on Vertigo because Vertigo are not playing that as much. Okay, so they'll go for Inferno, and there's no nuke either. It's going to be a Mirage pick for G2. So those two maps are still up for debate, but I think G2's
Nuke
next
decider.
ban, yeah.
I'm hoping for a nuke decider.
It could be, yeah. There we go. Vertigo will be gotten rid of by FURIA, and it'll go to nuke. So these are pretty outstanding maps. It's a little bit unlike their previous vetoes. Starting with Inferno, this is not a map that they normally play versus G2.
So you haven't actually seen them play for quite a while, I'm guessing. So we're not sure what to expect.
FURIA? Well, FURIA
No,
themselves.
not FURIA, we see it all the time.
Oh, yeah,
I just
yeah.
mean against G2, sorry.
Right.
My computer is all the way under here, so it's really difficult for me to kind of check stuff on the fly, unfortunately.
Read it for you, Frankie. Let's get down there real quick.
Okay.
So actually, we're seeing, well, thank you very much, production, because now we're seeing the stats in the last 3 months. Okay, so it is one that G2 play a lot, and actually, now I come to think of it, I'm remembering quite a lot too.
Yeah, we've of course got to be careful with the win rates for teams coming from North America because they're just a bit inflated. You could have a 40% win rate in Europe and still be one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah.
I think what's curious about watching FURIA on Inferno is that it's not necessarily a map that plays to some of the tactics that they've coined, right? That straight up aggression, those backline attempts from Art, who can somehow find his way behind enemy lines round after round. You know, Overpass opens up those kinds of plays. Vertigo opens those plays. Nuke opens those plays. Inferno doesn't. So you do get a bit of a different flavor with FURIA, and that's why Inferno, or Vinny, comes into the conversation with this, because it's a different type of FURIA, but it's still not an easy walk in the park.
Yeah.
I'm very curious, to see which version of them we get today, because that is where they look a little different.
Yeah, a lot of the times, coming through that big flank on Inferno, getting to the bottom of T-steps and actually flanking mid is something that rarely happens. But with Art, on Vertigo, he's running through mid on Vertigo. He's doing big flanks on every other map. But a lot of the kills for Vinny, they come at the top of Banana. He's good at holding car, the half wall, the sandbags.
All right then, predictions.
I wasn't somehow not ready for this, even though this is all we do as soon as we get to the maps. I'm going to take FURIA 2-1. I'm going to take FURIA on this one 2-1. We'll see.
FURIA.
Okay. You made a few mistakes so far in these videos.
You know what?
You made people on social media unhappy.
Oh God,
But then you've double dipped on the other team
I
after you
make
said.
people really unhappy when I predict things.
How come production tells me
So now
quickly?
I'm saying G2.
Yeah.
No,
There
they
it
are
is.
saying to
Yeah.
me quickly. I'm going to say G2.
Okay.
Because I haven't dreamed about any members
And then
of
as soon as
FURIA
FURIA win a
recently.
pistol round, you'll be on Twitter saying, "Oh, FURIA, I didn't mean to not pick you."
Only if FURIA says it to my face. Twitch chat, they are saying G2 Esports. They are on my side, 74%. That is quite the difference. So when we come back, we're going to be getting into it. G2 versus FURIA. Welcome back to DreamHack Masters Winter. FURIA versus G2 Esports is nearly underway, and we're going to be kicking things off on the home map of FURIA, Inferno. It is the map that people fear when they're going up against the Brazilian Fire, and G2 right now are probably quaking in their little booties.
G2?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. But you picked them, didn't you?
I did pick them. That doesn't mean that
Already
they...
back. No.
Hang on a second, right? It could be a 2-1. Could be a 2-1, boys.
Yeah, we'll see.
You're onto something, Frankie. I think this is a fun place to begin with because we can see maybe FURIA held back a little bit by the map. G2 is going to be up in their faces, and we know G2's got that talent. We know they've got the aim. We know they've got the synergy, the Kovacs. It's a good story, and it's a good head-to-head. So let's buckle in, folks.
All great points. I will say, I think of all the maps, it feels like sometimes when Kenny S goes completely absent, sometimes it's on Inferno.
Yep, that's a fair assessment.
I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but this
T-side
used
opting.
to be this Clan Mystic run up mid with an op type
Yeah.
map. You know, but those days are long gone. Kenny S, he's sometimes extremely hot, sometimes extremely cold. That's just how it goes with him sometimes. Sometimes.
Sometimes, but not every time. We'll see which form of which player we get. There's a lot of questions, I think, around some of these players because so many of these players have the ability to absolutely take over games. That's why it's always such a treat. Hunter, hey there, buddy. Art's going to find him with his head turned. That is an easy opening. And FURIA, they've got so many players already primed to pop out from balcony. K Serato jumping down. Oh, he misses a lot of shots. Amanek, lucky to be alive that long. 3 versus 3 here. Yuri able to dive into the site. The bomb carrier right there with him. But this is all that's left because they iced out a T to the other side. Yuri, get off them boxes. Playing this site like a jungle gym. We've got Nico coming in from library side. He does have utility. In fact, there's 2 smokes on the play for the retake. Kit also included. Kenny S will die to a single bullet if he comes out Balk, but he hits a zinger of a headshot. Yuri's here to try it, but however, it is that flank from Nico that really gets the job done. He throws the flashbang, blinds him, and then of course comes in with that flank. So, G2 take first pistol.
Not the prettiest pistol round from FURIA. I mean, the shots were missed both ways, but the tactics there, they should have got absolutely crushed, right? K Serato came out of halls while they were still staring at mid, and K Serato could not get this one kill. He put like 8 bullets into the back of someone's head here, and then, ooh, nice clear by Kenny S. At least there's that. So there's some shots being hit that were nice by G2, but a very, very strange round. Some things went well, tactics, strategy, Art's opening kill, but apart from that, it really fell through the floor. And now the match is paused, and I don't know if it's because of Source 2 or a tactic, but either way, I'm curious as to why.
Which do you think is most likely?
Probably a tactic. I want to make a Source 2 joke, but that's just so unlikely. No matter what happens, it feels like there's no chance of Source 2 ever coming. Okay, keep it 100. Henny is only one of 2 players to have a 100% success rate in opening duels before this game. The other, okay, Elliot, I see you. That is really cool. That's kind of nuts, though.
Yeah. Who is keeper, you ask, for anybody tuning into this
true.
game? This was the coach of Namiga who had to jump into the server for the first time in like 3 years versus G2. But he wins 3 rounds. Op versus Amanek, he wins, and then he disappears to retirement. Absolute success. Talking about coaches. What's up?
Yes, this is the man of the hour. And this team in G2 It's like they struck gold in a couple of ways with the Nico pick, because as he brought up in the interview the other day, he just got all the spots he wanted basically, and even with everyone shuffling around, he actually said he feels like Almanac has taken the biggest hit in terms of his positions, but for the most part, it's actually improved because most of the other players who are playing their other positions on these maps moved out of uncomfortable spots. So he kind of filled in a lot of ways that makes the team better. Now, how much of that is like exactly accurate, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know what spots exactly he had in mind when he said that, and how comfortable everyone was. But it definitely is true that he's the strongest rifler. So him fitting in into where he wants makes the most sense. And we've just seen nothing but success really for G2 overall. Another position here now that we're out of the pause. G2 are primed. It looks like they take a peek, but they're going to cancel it. Quesarado sitting down here with a scout. Ooh. Bray shows up in front of him. And FURIA off of that plant. They've got 3 AKs and a scout. Not half bad.
Yeah, not at all. Scout player is going to be Glass Cannon, as is Vinny with the Deagle, but these are full-fledged riflemen when it comes to the AK players. 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs. So a couple tidbits of utility to play off of, but that dirty angle from Hunter gets checked. Yuri. Is today the day he takes over? Because we all know what he can perform, and it's intimidating if you're G2. Henny's going to be able to get that second kill towards this A site. Nexa dies inside of the pit, so sure enough, this is FURIA taking over the A site as they did in the previous round. But the difference being Nico's not over here on Arch to stop it. There's no quick retake attempt, and there's also a double man disadvantage to try and surmount the comeback versus. So G2, you won your pistol, but it's FURIA with the buyback.
These first few rounds, you're kind of trying to see how comfortable they feel. Like shots being hit, everything going well. That pistol round looked a little sketchy. This round was fantastic, and Yuri, what a shot into the side of, was the player standing in pit, outside of pit?
Hunter standing on the little pit ledge, looking through the hay bale.
He had the tiniest, sweatiest angle ever. Yeah. He's not supposed to die in that position.
He was the needle in the haystack.
Right, and Yuri found it, plucked that needle out, didn't even prick himself. Precision. That was pretty extraordinary stuff, and that one kill can mean the world, right? Hunter gets that, and then space cannot be created, but the reverse is true now. FURIA, bomb explodes, they win the round. 2 players from G2 save. It's 1 M4 saved overall, and not enough money here to invest in anything good. This is the clear. What is that? What is that? Boop.
Deleted.
Yeah, little scream impression.
Now G2 not going to be able to afford themselves much of a bounce back, but they will come in with a curb buy. What do we got? Armor and a Deagle for Nexa. Kenny S. Just the hand cannon. M4 on Nico's going to be over towards that B site, so if there's anywhere that FURIA may not want to go, ooh, that is damage off the nade.
Playing Inferno in Europe. Always a tall task. Very scary. Not much experience for FURIA on this map in Europe, I believe. I don't even know if they played it yet. I can't recall, but if they have, it's maybe once or twice. They've established really good control so far, and they get the opening kill. That's Nico, not even a chance to shoot back. Body bagged. That's the M4 dropped off of Orange's. Hunter will go to collect it. Oh, it looks like it's still up top. And Hunter safely finds a route to it. Maybe they just need a different cousin.
Another one. Hey, you got any more of those Kovats?
Kovats any lying around? If there's any more, Carlos is probably going to buy them.
Yeah. Grandma shows up in the server.
Yeah.
Just it's becoming a lineage. We'll see.
Yeah. See Almanac and Jax. Grandma's in town. Nexa up top of the Deagle. Another sweaty angle from him. He sees feet, and then he sees face. Then he gets shot in the face, and then he sees the ground.
Sent spiraling backwards. Hunter's able to keep that M4, of course, so, I mean, silver lining for G2, but another A site under wraps for FURIA. 3 rounds in a row, they find that bomb plant, they find their entries, and Yuri's been a big part of that. Sure, only one time were they fighting up versus better weapons, and that's, of course, the asterisk next to it, because they did still have the 3 Kevlar AK-47s in the second round of this map. 2-1 to FURIA to kick off Inferno.
I don't want to get too excited, but the FURIA era starts now. They do look very good so far, but of course we'll have to see when G2 get all their full guns what they're going to do and how hard it'll really be. We'll get the Super Stidham, how FURIA really play Counter-Strike off this next round.
Taking a little dive here. FURIA did play Inferno versus North yesterday. We didn't get to cast that.
Okay.
We were busy.
Stomped them.
Yeah. Little 16-6. We also had an Inferno versus Liquid. 16-6.
Wow. Strong.
That one, of course, to deny them from the last finals.
So despite your G2 having a low record, this would be like the best team that they play on the map.
Also Inferno versus Virtus Pro. A 16-6.
No way they actually are 16-6. Oh, well, that's a deep dive that actually resulted with some interesting information. Here's a punishment on Hunter. Once again, the only rifler in the round.
In fact, their least successful Inferno since I think getting to Europe was versus Isurus. 16-14, but FURIA still walked away.
Oh man, that was such a weird game.
Yeah, dude, that was not the FURIA of today.
It was a very exciting game for Isurus, but watching that was hard, honestly. Like
hard on the eyes.
Yeah, hard on the eyes. Weird things that happened. Weird flow of the game. Like FURIA looked. It was like internet stuff, and they looked upset on webcams, and like since then they've really gotten things back in order.
That was the one game that really made all of those rumors seem incredibly true.
Way too close to true. Yeah,
Yep.
like that was the one was like, okay, it all makes sense now. And then Henny yelled.
Yeah.
Henny yelled one round and
stood up.
It just changed everything.
Shouted.
Ah!
That was the game that made it look like Junior had a plane ticket.
Right. Wow, if you got that FURIA contract, get back some of those skins.
Oh,
Poor guy. Hopefully that gets resolved.
Hopefully that gets resolved.
I think it's possible. I don't know if he has enough clout, but like it's a situation where maybe another player of a bigger brand would potentially
Hashtag save Junior.
But they need to know how good Junior is. Get him back those skins. He is good, very good, excellent. And as you mentioned, like it's not about Junior going to FURIA as like why are they doing this? It's Henny removed for Junior. That's the weird part because we know Junior is top tier. I feel like he was probably, you know, in terms of what Liquid need, probably in the running up there with Grim. It's just that Grim was so goddamn good. How could you not do Grim?
I would say Triumph, or not Triumph rather. I could say that Junior will be the next Grim.
Right, I think.
I'm willing to say that.
Right, and he's like slightly different role, not quite as much. Like the stats aren't, you know, he's not lighting it up in terms of that. But when we watch him, you can see this guy's got a big noggin. But anyways, we're back into this game, 3-1. For FURIA, and finally a full rifle here for G2 to establish some early nades down Banana. G2 forced some respect out of FURIA. They're standing between two fires, but they're always comfortable in the chaos. K-Serato sitting off the corner of his smoke will look to punish any CTs who are getting too frisky. There's no one here at the moment. And some nades go into the top of Banana. Surprising how little damage was dealt between all of that utility, with two mollies going unextinguished.
Looking to maybe slip through the arch side. Very Colonel defense from G2, man. 3 players on the A site. Now starting to maybe explore short. FURIA perhaps about to circumvent them.
Man, they have no idea what's coming.
See Nico starting to come back into the CT spawn, and Art's going to fall at his hand. It is traded, thanks to Vinny. 2 players from spawn, 2 players from Banana. And Amanek, well, he's the split between them. But if there's a little bit of disjointed timing, then he could still deliver. However, misses his shot. Yuri takes his head, and the B site crumbles beneath the feet of G2. FURIA gonna find a plant, but this rapid retake attempt from Banana could very well catch them off guard. Bombs all the way back in the depths of the site. And Hunter's already been able to get himself a little bit closer. Clearly, the incendiary shows us FURIA on high alert. They realize this is the possibility, and because G2 do too, well, they're going to have to walk away from this one. FURIA, 4 rounds to start off this T side, 5 rounds deep.
They look powerful. That was very clean, very quick, 40 seconds, and they didn't even need to plant. They had so much map control, no CTs putting pressure, and an ability to cause suspicion or paranoia. And we see where the 2 players died. That's exactly where you want them dead when you're going for a B split like this. So I think Nico, he got the memo, but it was a bit late. And when he got out there in the middle of the open, he was lucky to even get 1 kill, but the trade was immediate, swift. And there was a spot that maybe Amanek could have gotten 1, but you never want to be playing tree in that position. You just have to be there sometimes. Yeah. So he was just You know, you can see the sheen in his glasses. He's like, okay, here's my time, and he peeks and gets, you know, destroyed by Yuri right here. So there was an opportunity, but he could not capitalize. Good start for FURIA.
Yeah, Yuri's looking good early. 6 kills, 3 deaths, straight out the gates.
It's such a big move for FURIA to be consistently picking Inferno, especially coming into Europe. You know, the teams are just going to get way, way good on this, and it makes the prospect of like a FURIA Astralis on this map so much more interesting. Because I really didn't think Inferno was that great, but oh my god, another punish. Yuri grabs 1 kill, and this is Arch opened up once again. Are they going to wrap with it? The bomb's at mid. It crosses right past Nexus crosshair. Did he see a foot?
They know. I swear he saw some feet.
Okay.
And he didn't shoot them. He just let them go.
Because he likes feet.
Yeah,
So he didn't want
really
to shoot.
appreciated the moment. But Vinny, well, he's already found Amanek, and then Nexa died.
They're getting bodied.
Absolutely dismantled, man.
They can take either site. They actually, the hardest choice they have right now is which site would they rather plant the bomb in. Like they
Headshot
can
from Hunter.
Take a choice.
Nico. Bada boom. Hits the dirt. At the hands of Vinny. FURIA, 5 rounds on this T side. Dude, we're watching a good little bit of CT spawn exploit.
As they would say in a mixtape, you're now watching a master at work. This was a kill in on Kenny S. Are you doing a scratch? Perfect. Bring it back to the old school. They kill Kenny S with the op, trying to shotgun the halls, and you know Kenny S, he's always good for it, but not that round, and it was critical. He was he's their arch player, so him dying early, that was just too much of a tell for FURIA, who were already set up for the A hit. They just ran with it. You know these guys are always on the same page. Another buy round here for G2. They don't really establish much. They're a little bit heavier here on the arch, maybe trying to bait out that fast mid off the B presence, but FURIA haven't made a decision.
Let's see it, Kenny. I'm so down to watch him come alive this map.
Yeah, for real.
But we'll see. Right now, it's just like the pace, the tempo, and the team play from FURIA. I can understand why each of the individuals of G2 are getting spread so thin. I feel like I haven't seen just like heads-up 1 versus 1s for G2. And until they start taking initiatives on this defense, I don't think they're going to find it. If you let FURIA make their plays, it's never just one finger, but a fistful of FURIA.
Imagine, oh god.
Hunter slips in. This could be big. If he comes out from the balcony door, he could find 2 Ts compromised. Problem is he can't get down without making sound. So he's just going to have to sit here.
Oh, he's going to make noise. Oh, they're going to hear this.
No, they didn't. Or, yeah, maybe they did.
It's just a little late. Yeah, he heard it. Oh, okay. Well, that's A site now. They find that kill again. That's all that they need.
Oof.
And a punishment on Nexa. Rotators are here on Inferno as he tears it up, and he's flanking now Library. This player isn't aware of him. Oh, he actually waits too long. He thought about the knife. You know he thought about it.
Yeah, absolutely did. And Vinny, he's not that kind of guy. You know, if he's going to
That's why he
stab
thought
in the
about it
back,
too long,
he's going to
yeah.
do it very politely.
That's true.
He's going to whisper, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But in this case, Kenny S decides to turn it upside down.
But the Demigorgons are coming. Face to face. I think they'll surely be able to save. Okay, here's the creative tactics come in the weird post-plant exit frag retake. Bomb's going to explode. They know they're too comfortable. They would love to kill him, not have to deal with these guns next round.
And so she goes, a 6th one to the scoreboard of FURIA. Let's watch this replay. Bada boom.
Don't waste too much time with Kenny.
Such a quick scope.
Yeah. Nah.
But he's still laughing.
We already won the round.
Yeah, this is easy.
Oh my god.
No, if he thinks that, they'd be wrong. G2, give him a chance and they're going to pop up. But Amanek still 0 kills. Hunter on only 1. In fact, there are incrementals up the scoreboard here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
They are owning Hunter, okay? They're catching all of his lurks, and G2 are not doing enough damage normally on Banana. They at least do some here on Caserado this time, but it feels like the game plan for FURIA has been very good in terms of avoiding all of the Banana control setups. Wow, just 1 damage to each player with that AG, Amanek and Nico. Ripped! They're ripped for 1 damage.
It's a frag grenade that explodes into a puff of feathers.
Wide peak, they're ripped.
Nice. Kenny just sits on the angle. paints that back wall with art. Yuri's going to go ahead and smoke him off. This could apply a bit of pressure onto the short side, but there are 2 players there. 2 players so far forward that, well, Kenny S is now allocated to the balcony. In fact, Nexus kind of turning his head to it. They expect somebody to push out from the apartments, and that could have been Yuri, but they're gone. Instead, FURIA to contest this B site. And what lies in wait? Well, we've got Nico boosted on Nubox, and we have Amanek behind the scrawny pillar. A smoke grenade to be thrown out, perhaps, from Amanek, but it's not like they have incendiaries to follow this. So FURIA are going to have to make a difficult decision. Do they want to challenge through this? Amanek sitting in the little pit. Still, again, 0 kills. This could be his round, but they call out his position. I don't even think he shot first. Now Nico, well, he could go big, but Vinny's got a double. And because of it, FURIA have a B site.
Oh, God, they have to save, right? I mean, coming in for this is going to be a risk. There's no impact grenades. They could smoke out Banana. That is one thing, and force a fight. Quesarado is low. Don't know how much they know about the damage that was dealt because he took that from B nades at the beginning of the round, and they're just pretending at this point. They're going to turn away. That is nuts. I think they heard him. Yeah, I think they heard him fall and waited until he was certainly in that position and then just spammed him down. And I don't know. There was no other noise to cover him. Normally, you could drop into a spot like that pretty comfortably, but with how close FURIA were and no other noise to mask it, I think they just waited and then spammed him down. That, or as you're saying, could have maybe just known that's something he does. Maybe just waited for that. Who knows? But there was a little bit of a noise here, and yeah, I mean, there's no noise in that moment, but he just goes for the spam. It was just when he drops off of the edge by the grill, and wow.
Also looked like he had vision on the opposite side of the pit, so I mean, it's not like he has to spray the whole entire back wall. It's either that position or nothing.
Yeah, and you can see he was looking for it, that's for sure. Protect the president.
Hen1 has as many MVPs as kills and deaths combined. As Pez. He's got as many Pez.
As many Pez. He's
Pez.
dispensing the Pez.
Oh my God, I haven't had a Pez for years, mate.
Same.
I want to
play with Pogs.
Of course, I play with Pogs. Like, you just had to flip them, right? Was that right?
So very British just now. So.
Yeah, you had to flip it real good.
Yep.
Got a shiny.
Like a flapjack, you know?
Yeah, oh my God.
Pogs,
I cannot believe that you thought a flapjack was like...
A pancake.
It was like a Nutri-Grain bar. They're so different.
It tasted like it.
Oats are
Wait,
wheat,
no.
man. Oats
For
are
us,
wheat.
flapjacks are pancakes.
Pancakes.
Well, you're wrong.
Oh. Well, anyways. You know who's been wrong? G2. About what's coming their way. Every time Hunter goes for a lurk, comes out of the back of halls, he dies. Pushes down middle and pistol, he dies. They try to throw all of these. They throw thousands of dollars of B utility and do no damage.
What a waste.
It's a money sink. And the worst part for G2, they'll only learn about that when the demo comes out. They won't know about that, how much damage they haven't done now.
They could be throwing wet paper towels and be doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, baby wipes at them.
Amanek Mac 10. P90. Very different thing.
It is Amanek, so
yeah,
you think
right?
he'd find a way to buy a Mac 10 on the CT side.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he has one of those and not one of the others.
Has he got no kills? Is that why he's bought the P90?
Yes.
Just what you do at this point.
He's trying to out-FURIA.
We'll see if it works. Next is going to sit inside of the pit. He does have Hunter on the back site, and Nico close enough to lend a helping hand. Hunter dodges the flashes, and that works wonderfully. Check out the damage here from FURIA. It is stacking up. 30 seconds and nowhere to run, except for pushing forward. They are pelted, bombarded, and blown away by grenades. They're still just stuttering out on short. They do move a player back around the apartments, which curiously enough could open up the site in like the last 10 seconds, but that's all they're gonna have left to play with, and they are completely surrounded. Do they even take the chance? Smoke grenade fades, Art goes down, as does Quesarado. Amonek's on the board, and so are G2, but they still trail by 5.
A wonderful hold. I mean, that was just beautiful. Hunter staying alive is what they needed. They come through in the passive positions, and they rely on Nexa and Hunter to communicate here, and it just works out so beautifully. Like, everybody gets their kills. Kenny S comes in at the perfect moment. FURIA don't have enough grenades on that execute to rely or fall back on anything else. They don't get that opening kill. Everything comes tumbling down. They end up in the spin cycle. Nexa will take this round and be aggressive with it. Though the molly misses in Halls, Yuri gets punished off of this kill as well. Teammate in the back to help them out. And Vinny answers back on a trade on Hunter. That could be massive.
Yeah, it could absolutely open up the tease. Nico dropped, oh my god,
Vinny.
by Vinny. 2 kills through smoke grenades. And all of a sudden, it is Nexa who has to deliver. He's got 3 players coming his way, bomb included. K Serrato turns his back, and that's going to absolutely cost him. Henny has a full bar of health.
They're going for the graveyard swing on him, right? Yeah, he's trying to go up top. Nexa, he knows what's going his way. He still has to decide between 2 angles. Going to use the cover of his smoke. He's going to clear things out and see they're not hunting for him. I think he's aware of exactly what's coming, but... Oh, this is going to push him out. He doesn't have a smoke to work with. He'll have to swing. Oh my god, that's so perfect!
That's great.
Yo, Henny worked off that? Didn't even come over top.
And Amanek, now he's trying to come over, trying to join Kenny S, who has to take a blind shot through it. This is such a good round from Vinny. He didn't get the kill this time, but he's already saved 2 of his teammates with frags, and that Molotov was money. Vinny executes Kenny S, and Amanek's going to try to chase him down. But for a player who just got his first frag, he now needs his first clutch. 25 seconds to spare as bomb is planted. Amanek, he's going to clear out that close corner. Vinny, he has done everything thus far, but he's going to have to get him out of the corner, and Vinny doesn't chase down this clutch. Amanek slips it through to the scoreboard, and Vinny dies after the fact. A valiant effort from Vinny, but a round for G2.
That was an enormous call out. Like, Amanek had that locked up, right? If Vinny has to swing out of the balcony and jump down to be able to kill the plant in that position. So the plant, it could have come out a little bit farther, but it would have been a risk towards Arch. So walking up was so smart, but man, we can't forget the amount of plays that Vinny just made. That was actually such a beautiful round, and it definitely looks like we're on Inferno right now. 12-4, and we haven't even got the CT side.
Ooh,
again,
look at this. Twice.
Oh, they're going to smoke that. All right, well, they will.
They're able to escape alongside it, but you know what? Problem with FURIA is if you start to turn them away from one site, they will absolutely take the invitation to the other, and there is no rotate in position because G2 had to extend into the apartments with 2 players before they could ever think about rotating towards B. That's a long distance run, a marathon, in order to try and put up some sort of a defense. And now they've got a man disadvantage to work against them. No cash really in their back pockets. G2 have to contemplate whether they want to run this risk. But killing Art, that kind of takes them one step closer. Vinny, he could be a very big problem for them. Peeks out at the perfect moment, takes down Nico. Vinny is 14-4.
Oh, Vinny!
And take a 15th. Take a bow. We are only 11 rounds deep, but damn, Vinny, he is absolutely delivering 145 ADR.
He's making heads look like kneecaps, man. Just exploding them. Anyone who gets into his vision, he says, get out. That's disgusting. To pair with that last round and all of the economic damage he did, G2 cannot even buy.
Amanek's going to try to throw some up shots down Banana, but there are bigger weapons on the other end. K Serrato, however, hit to half. Banana control will belong to G2 out the gate.
Oh my God.
Unless Henny takes this ultimate risk, and it works out. Unbelievable. Flashing himself through it, emptying the AK, swapping to his opponent's weapon, and that one weapon he just peeled off of Amanek's dead body, well, that's half of what they had to work with. The other ump belongs to Hunter, and he's the last player towards this A site.
You know, what FURIA got good at doing was playing from behind. What they've always been good at doing is taking a lead and running with it. And these are the moves that show you that. These confidence plays, man. I can't believe Henny actually jumps through that. It's almost a risk they don't even have to take, really.
Sure.
They still have good odds in the round, but it's a total call-out. Maybe the CTs, they felt like, yeah, why would they come through this, and felt pretty comfortable. Ate that flash, gave up space, and FURIA just smack them up. That is nuts. 9 rounds already on T side. I don't get it. Like, why is Vinny so freaking good at this map? It's actually crazy.
Maybe just deathmatch.
Get deathmatch
Every day.
Yeah,
Every day on Inferno.
Yeah, it's like he'd have to like go search out. Maybe that's the secret he didn't want to tell you.
Thing is,
where he was just like, the angles just work for me. He's like actually secretly, he's loading up pre-fire maps on Inferno every single day for 3 hours.
He's so humble about it as well.
Yeah.
Like, he is, I mean, record-setting performances on Inferno.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, it's a good map for me. Sly smile. Yeah. I have fun. Damn, I would be having fun too, bro. You rip these guys limb from limb, round after round. FURIA, they have found themselves a 9th. And Nexa, going down fighting, will find Vinny. So at least they know he's not immortal.
Fair play. Demigod status, maybe. But demigods can die. So, not many rounds left in this half. 3, in fact, if we include this. And there are a number of good things going here for G2, at least in the last couple of rounds. Opening up with the Halls push twice and punishing Yuri. That's a funny one, as he's just setting up to throw his initial molly. Now they're playing 2 going up alt to support. But G2, they're moving off of that option, of course, because they realize FURIA will adapt. Kenny S, he'll find another punish. The best impact he's had has just been being very patient and letting FURIA come into the scopes. And oh, that smoke! That'll be a mistake here for Art, as he thinks he's walking into it to wait. Little does he know, Kenny S could read the brand of his shoes.
Little revival. The end of this one for G2. They close it out. 4 rounds to 9. They still have a tall order ahead of them.
Look at the heat map for Kenny S. He's pretty much sits on Arch, gets a kill on mid. Well, that's a wicked shot, at least. Yeah, super nice. And then this one as well, of course. Art thinking he's being sneaky. Must be kind of annoying when Kenny S is feeling like his best day, and the best work he can do is to actually chill. It's usually used to being the one to apply pressure. Oh, look who snuck up to the half wall very quickly. All these nades are going to go way past him now. I wonder if he actually just walks around the corner or not. He's not hearing anything just yet, but he doesn't know if they're sitting passive. But just this alone will help him through this bottom B smoke, escort them forwards. And it looks like they're just going to turn this into an exec. And there is this timing in the round where there's only 2B, and no one's going to rotate this early.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god!
Maximum damage. Massive nades on G2 at this B site. Amanek, double kill. Shaves him off. Nico headshot, ×2, ×3. Kills on the round, made easy on the peak. G2 with a 5th, and a chance at a 6th.
What a wonderful hold on the B site. And this, again, in between timing, where there's only 2 CTs here, they've got to fend for themselves. But that was it 2 nades together? Or just one?
2 separate nades.
Yeah, wow. Just perfectly timed, really.
Pistol God, SMG bad. G2 are 5-0 in pistol rounds at the event so far, but 2-3 in the round afterwards. Sometimes when a word comes out funny, I just think I'll continue with the accent.
Yeah.
That was not meant to be any accent.
Like,
I was wondering what accent it was.
Caveman SpongeBob.
It was, Frankie hasn't opened a mouth for a while, and that's the sound I make in the morning.
I'm trying to recreate it, but I can't in my mind. I don't remember what the first word was.
Please don't.
I'll just not, yeah.
I get so worried.
Spare everybody.
People will find my natural accent offensive.
Makes me just wonder what you actually sound like. Is this all fake, Frankie?
Where are you from?
Is this all a show to you?
Who are you?
Where are we?
On Inferno.
Inferno.
16 and 7. See if you can finish off hot. A final round for FURIA's T side. And you know what? It's been a couple for G2, so let's see if they can string them together. We saw a slow start versus Nemiga as well in that opening map. And a lot of it due to the T side of their opponent. G2 starting to heat up a little. MX actually on the scoreboard. Nico's hitting some clean kills, and let's see if Art, who has only 3 frags so far, so really playing into the narrative that is like Art not providing what he tends to on Inferno specifically. Amanek double kill. 5 versus 3 to close this out.
You're finding a lot of kills on the patience early on, and now they're keeping it more simplistic. I like that FURIA are thinking about what to do next instead of running the same gamut over and over again on G2. G2 have been adapting, but now their new game plan is starting to fail a little bit. G2 are more comfortable in this zone, but 3-on-5, G2 FURIA will feel like they have to pick a site, and Nico, he should be able to get one for free here. He misses the timing on someone pushing through, and he's going to use a lot of ammo. Henny moving back and forth, patrolling within the smoke to clear out Nico, and oh, what a nice kill from Vinny. Nexa was waiting for him, but he wasn't prepared.
Nico's going to drop Yuri. That's a good one. Amanek into Vinny as well, so let's see it, Henny. down to half health already. He's got 2 enemies coming from CT spawn, and Amanek pinned into the back of this bomb site. First shot's good, and we have seen some nasty clutches from Henny in this last week. He still doesn't have the bomb, but he's honing in on Amanek, finds his backside turn, comes back with the repeat, but misses his shot, and Amanek makes the difference at the end of this first half.
On the telephone, don't want to argue anymore. I can't stand when you are not near. We can sort it out when you're here. Face to face. Face to face. Let's talk about it. Face to face. Let's talk about it. Face to face. Don't like that tone of voice you're using there. Resentment flowing down the line. I can't stand when you are not near. We can sort it out when you're here. Face to face. Let's talk about it. Face to face. Let's talk about it. Face to face. Let's talk about it. Face to face. And I really need to talk to you, girl. And we really need to make this happen. And I really need to talk to you, girl. Face to face. Let's talk about it. Face to face. Let's talk about it. Face to face. Let's talk about it. And I really need to talk to you, girl. Let's talk about it. Face to face. Whoa. And I really need to talk to you, girl. Let's talk about it. Face to face. Let's talk. And I really need to talk to you, girl. Down, 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 you can knock me down, but I will get up fighting, ain't no tapping out. Hit me with another, and I won't make a sound, 'cause I keep getting stronger.
A little uptick from Amanek to close out that first half. G2 Esports taken to the T side of Inferno because that monster from FURIA is 17-8 at the start of this second half.
It's not even, this is his good side, right? Okay, my right side's my good side. CT side's Vinny's good side. When he gets onto Banana, we'll see what G2 can do. And it feels like, I think you brought it up, like they did figure stuff out. It started to look a little bit better, a little bit of uptick there, but it's already after FURIA got 9 rounds. They're probably pretty pleased with that, even if it didn't close out quite as well. Their CT side can be scary, man. But it always felt like FURIA were playing from behind in the last time they played against each other. It never felt like FURIA were going to win. This is the first time it's actually felt like they have a chance.
Interesting Arc having a quiet first half, but it doesn't really matter when it comes to Arc. This is his domain. I think he's the current king of Banana. Wait till he gets that AWP out in the later rounds.
That's true. I love the way he can kind of cheat around the smoke grenades. He'll confidently jump up onto this half wall as well. We'll see. We'll see, Frankie.
They're gonna boost, aren't they?
Yeah, they're gonna challenge him in a second.
Swapping out. What's going on here? Art, you just can't get one over him. Like, he knows what's coming. And his T stats don't dictate his CT side, just like you're saying, Frankie. Like he will have to hit shots for them to do well here. The weird part is they're not ready for this B hit. If he dies going 1 for 1, he'll drop a smoke. They don't actually chase him, which is interesting.
Oh, what?
Oh, Nico claps 2 of the P250, looking for 3. No, Vinny will deny him.
Now, Art did use his smoke grenade, but this does draw
33.
G2 back over to the A site. Now they're going to have to try and find a way past K Serato. He's playing inside of the cubby, and that smoke grenade's going to block all his vision. But will he respect it, or will Vinny just lay down the law? T's jumping into him. He does find 1 kill with him. 2 versus 2. Kenny S back over in the pit, trying to cross. Now, these CTs don't know about it, but Art, he just decides to run right in. K Serato, from the bottom of the scoreboard with 4 frags, has to somehow find a solution. The double peek from G2 will take their pistol. And this goes into that stat Elliott dropped. Big pistol round wins, but it's the conversion that's usually the issue.
He could smell that double peek coming, couldn't he? He was starting to walk. He's like, I'm in the wrong neighborhood, man. I'm getting out of here. Almost turned back. This is the 2K here by Nico. That changed the course of the round. FURIA almost brought it back. And Art missed a couple of shots coming through that arch smoke. That could have made a difference, for sure. Would have made it a 2v1 and had a moment where they weren't looking in his direction. So, again, always making it scary. And as you pointed out, it's the conversions where G2 maybe have the lowest confidence. It doesn't seem to have an impact on what they buy, so they're still going 3 SMGs here, which is, of course, great if you win, but it does lower your chances a little bit of pulling the victories out sometimes. Pistols might be become a bit stronger. Look at the heavy stack here. I'd like to see this from FURIA. I feel like too many times in the last matches, like, people are not bringing ideas to the CT side pistols or going for any gambles. Like here in this situation, G2, they look like they're going to lean towards B. Maybe they'll end here, but if they end here, FURIA don't win the round, but at least they don't lose 2 guns in the process. They're trying to get something going, getting information back, always thinking. Oh.
Let's get tubular.
I didn't know that he had this. Oh my goodness.
They walk away from it.
I really wish after you said, let's get tubular, they just ran in.
Right?
That would have been good. That would have been a good setup. Shred the gnar.
We can try it again another round.
Do it the exact same way like it never happened before. Well, G2 are doing good. It's just that the time's ticking down, but they're doing well to, cause the rotations they want. And FURIA are trying to respond, but they're a bit slow to it. However, K Serato gets a kill. 15 seconds now.
This is rough, man. Oh, there comes the graveyard play. Ah, another one from K Serato. Vinny, 20 kills off of it. 7 seconds. He needs the frag in the plant, but there's no time for either. Oh, Hunter, you got to survive at this point, because if they take him down after the round, things would have gotten hectic. Imagine if we had Nico over here, because there was a moment, just one moment, where Henny was just looking to run through smoke, and they could have still lost by dying. They thought they had won by the clock, but they were technically outnumbered in that final 2v1.
It was all well and good. They had the 2 players on site. They just couldn't kill him, and they didn't clear cold, and that's the position where, of course, you're going to play very often. And this is a shout out to Elliott's stats. Like, they ring true here and ring loudly. K Serato, wow, like an apparition. Looked like he went through the wall. Ends up on the other side of it. Takes Nico out, hand over face. Almanac comes through with a 5.7, try to upgrade his gun. I think there's a Mac 10 ahead, and it's an MP9, and he'll die for it. I think it's worth it to try to go for an MP9. It's such a strong gun, but...
There's a Galil over here, too.
Oh.
Galil? It's hard to say that anymore, because honestly, we've seen some players really use it. 35 bullets for a rifle. That's a lot of damage.
And a little cheaper, too.
A lot of pain.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of a cone spray as well. Just kind of aim center mass. You're going to get there in the end.
That's such a better way to describe it than I do, where I call it like a pepperoni pizza spray. All right, they're wrapping with 3. They'll have some resistance. The piece de resistance is Art. He's gone.
Yuri's going to lay the smoke down. Vinny sees 3 backs turn.
Oh, come on, Vinny, man. Come on.
23 kills, 10 deaths, 133 ADR, and a smile that's worth way more.
Wow. An inspirited spray down with the MP9.
Just a magical moment of timing.
Wow.
4-round lead for FURIA, and it's about to be 5 unless G2 somehow pull one out of thin air with just these pistols. A single P250, not even a flash.
Look who's a curious cat. Here he creeps up the staircase like a reverse Slinky. He's starting to walk up. No one's there on the other side. All the map control in the world here for FURIA. There I jinx it and say, no way G2 get a plant on this round. You getting a plant, Frankie?
They're getting a plant. Hang on.
Crunch the numbers.
I think they are...
Dead?
No, they're not getting a plant.
You made your prediction at the right time. Vinny, 3, 4, and 5.
That's the cast. That's it. That's all I have to say. The eco, tippity tap, all the way down to the bottom of Dana. It didn't seem like it was going to be anything special. It just kept adding on more. Felt like he was going to get 3 frags. Just, of course, just knocks down all of them. What is this? It's just been a farm, dude. An ace. Inferno. You can't explain it. He's in all the same positions, aiming the same way. Some of the best players in the world. But he just does it better. Everyone wishes they were Vinny. 150 ADR. When's he gonna stop?
Not a single player on FURIA has double-digit kills yet. And then there's Vinny. Woo. Art's gonna go ahead and
fourth kill, baby.
One off. He's like, Vinny, could you stop? You're making us look bad. Vinny gets a little wild on this one. Tries to run around the smoke at the top of Banana. This is a 5-round lead, but it's also a gun round for G2. So I feel like that one moment from Vinny here, like, that's what they can afford to take in terms of risks. Oof. Getting hot. Art barely escapes with his life. That smoke grenade didn't really work as he had hoped for.
Oh, that fire really had that painting running. The CT stacked up heavily towards B. Are G2 going to game themselves here and throw a fake, or... Yeah, I think they actually might. But, okay, this is an interesting spot. I mean, we should look at Hunter, right? Because he's about to punish, potentially, Quesarado coming down Banana. Quesarado seeming aware of it. Oh, no, Nexa doesn't get the kill. That's an interesting piece of information, but what does it mean? Art's posted up on the right part of the map, and they look to come soon. Whoa, what the hell?
This is a shot. Amanek's going to find him through the wall here. You know what? Amanek, he was one of the reasons that they added rounds at the end of the first half, and sure enough, he's doing some damage. Henny boosted on the wall, does some to Hunter, but he falls in the end. We have G2 with an 8th round on the board because they find a way to sink their teeth into the B site. And in hindsight, FURIA, they are not actually going to be in the very best position for a rebuy. So this op could actually make a world of difference.
Yeah, they're looking
if
for
Yuri can hang on.
Oh, he's making tons of noise, so they know. The flank in 3, 2, 1.
Nailed it. Nexa, 12 kills after that one. He decides to take the op, so let's watch Kenny S play that one and see what FURIA bounce back in with. They win the pistol, 3 in a row for FURIA, and that 20th round that just concludes. But what we're really looking at here is the scoreboard. Look at the ADR difference between FURIA's players once you eliminate Vinny from the
FURIA
top.
look like they're losing based on the scores.
FURIA are losing, Vinny isn't.
Yeah, in fact, everyone else is negative except for Vinny in the entire server, I think. Maybe one player on G2 is positive. That is so wild. That is so wild. I don't know if FURIA haven't started trying yet, or when they, when Vinny shines, they just let him shine as hard as possible. Art has no. Oh, come on! He gets Nexa?
He gets Nexa.
Okay. I just needed you to confirm that for me because,
But now it's Vinny at bat. And, well, you miss an op shot versus Vinny.
Oh, he stays.
Come at the king, you better not miss. Vinny takes Kenny S off of the logs, and Yuri's here. Or rather, Quesarado's there. It was Yuri on the other side of the map to get himself a kill. Die out to Hunter, who now finds himself on 42 HP facing off versus 2 MP9s, and he is on high alert. Quesarado, ooh, slipping in and slipping out. FURIA with 13.
He's in there like swimwear. 44 ADR, looking to go positive if possible. And this is where he's supposed to die, right? He's supposed to die here. I mean, he does, but he's not supposed to get a kill first. Critical frag. And that's where Vinny's really shining. He just like gets the sick peek to the top of logs and then does damage to the second player. Wow, what a carry, man. What a carry.
Keitarato was involved with just 10 kills in the first half. It's not his fault. He's playing with a Smurf.
The only player positive, apart from Vinny, is Nico
Ouch.
in the whole game. And it's only by 2 kills. A strange state of affairs.
Feels like it's Vinny's birthday and all his friends came over to play and he's just hogging all the toys. You know, he's got like 15 new toys to play with.
Yeah.
And someone's like, hey, can I? No.
He's like combining Lego
about
sets
no?
that have no business being with each other.
Yeah.
He's got like a Star Wars X Fighter. I don't even know any references.
He's got like a
castle.
Z-wing thing with a doodle bopper and something like those, Mo. You didn't
Exactly,
get.
yeah.
I just don't feel like you got many toys as a kid.
It was mostly Lego, actually. That was like my favorite. Only child, so I really did absorb a lot of the presents, which was actually pretty nice.
Well, Henny's got presents here in the arch side because they can't quite push past him right away. Keitarato laying down the lead and finding the head of Nexa. Art's got the shotgun. A bada boom. Nico, well, he actually dies to Keitarato, who USPs him through the smoke without ever seeing his victim. Yuri peeks into Hunter, and FURIA find 14 as G2 Esports sputter out on Inferno. He's got 29 kills right now. Frankie, where's he going to end this? Where's he going to
Call
end
it.
32.
30 toes,
30 toes.
like DJ's dad.
Like
Mohan, how many is he going to have?
33.
And
Go
I'll
for
say 34.
And if I win, I get your jackets.
Nah, I don't know about
Wait a
that.
second, Phil. Okay, Yuri, he's tagged up. That's something. Basically, last chance saloon here for G2 Esports. They almost, it feels like they're only going to win this round just for dignity with the amount of control that FURIA have in this match. Oh my god, B is established, and we got the silent boost up into the halls. They're going through all the proper protocols to show us that they're trying to win. But trying is only half the battle. Execution is the other. They get a nice nade to the feet of Nico. Beat him up like a meat mallet.
Smoke grenades go both directions, so the entirety of this gunfight is going to go down on short. Yuri preemptively smoking the molly. Henny from inside of the site drawing attention. But they know Yuri's still back here in pit, as he tends to be. And, well, they've just kind of stuttered. They've stalled out on short side. Henny's going to find himself another kill. It's low HP for the remaining members of G2. But Kenny S., let's see a little marksmanship. He's got Nico still back by mid, but neither of these players have their bomb. And that does not bode well for G2. 30 seconds. They lose this one, and FURIA have 7 map points. He's got 5 bullets in the magazine, so if he gets peeked by 2 players, he's going to be in a very awkward position. He's going to need some killer headshots or disengage, reload, come back.
Uh-oh.
Throw Nico up onto the porch. Could walk across it, but there's just no time left.
Yeah, this is just a pointless.
This is pointless.
Attack.
Run away.
Yeah, they gotta
Unless
kill
FURIA
both.
decide to fight, but
Yeah.
not at 2 seconds they won't.
Yeah, that's it for that. And we've got an oh my god, he's actually sitting here to fight. That is so insane. He doesn't have money. He would have been broke. But either way, it's an impoverished G2. Nico on $300 can afford on 1 nade, maybe a smoke. There's no point in saving anything more. They're going to try to buy whatever they can, but they're at Value Village at this point.
Man
Whoa.
down.
Oh, Henny's down. Okay.
It's Vinny. Vinny's gone. There's 2 Hennies
Oh, it's
down
2
there.
Hennies now, I see.
He's multiplying.
Wow.
Now there's triplets.
That's the roster move they couldn't talk about. We're actually cloning Henny. It's not ethical or legal. So we moved to a different country to do it.
The only stat that matters, the true MVP, is Henny, who has more MVPs than Vinny. But does he have 32 kills?
I'd rather have the 32, yeah.
Yep.
But they, yeah.
Although he doesn't actually have 32 kills yet. I think he's on 30 now. So I would really like them
Oh,
to,
I see, I see. No, I mean, the
get back on
3K
that.
round is incoming. Everybody knows it.
2, 3, or 4 frags for Vinny in this closing round, and one of us got it right.
Gets a jacket.
Regardless of how many kills he has, one more round, and FURIA, the true winners.
And the fans. Exciting performance here that Vinny's put on.
Nice nade.
First kill off for FURIA and for Hacerado. And Vinny will comfortably take his place in the log cabin.
Looking to retire with a performance like this. Maybe he deserves it. Amanek gonna be the front runner of what is the arch push. Hacerado laying down the damage, but it's not quite enough on his own. He needs Henny to step up big. 2 kills with the op, dodges the third player in the mix. It's Nexa and Kenny S. They are outnumbered. They're not outgunned. Flashbang gets the peek from Pit.
Oh, he's committing sight. Oh, this is interesting. Vinny has reinforced the site. They actually got through. They can walk back mid here. Nexa knows that they've pushed out, but look, Vinny's coming back to fight, and he's at 31, looking to close. He'll actually get taken down, close-lined. And Kenny S has been hung out to dry. Kenny S looking for the 1v2, a potential for a plant. Hey, odds get high now. Kenny S, one of the most clutch players in the game, can put down the bomb and has enough space to know that FURIA will have to judge and make a guess as to where he's going.
Both the CTs coming around from Banana. Double flashbang. One goes over the top. Kenny S, look at his face. Whiter than a ghost. And now he knows that they're honing in on him. Hits the first headshot, jumps across into the cover. Now he has the better position. Yuri hits the kill, and FURIA find 16. 31 and 14 from Vinny at the end of a stellar Map 1 performance. And this is going to be taking us on to Mirage, the map choice of G2, where I think they can deliver, but they need to find a solution to cool off some of these individuals. But then again, we also know Vinny doesn't do this everywhere, but he definitely does it on Inferno.
That's because Vinraj doesn't sound as cool, does it? We're going to head to a short break, and when we come back, we'll be breaking down everything that happened on Inferno. Welcome back to the DreamHack Masters Winter. And before the break, Vinny beat G2 16-8 on Inferno. The rest of his teammates did turn up. It's just that Vinny, obviously, he's feeling like he needs to take some kills for himself. He's a little bit hungry today, Orders.
Yeah, so it was actually Nico and Kenny S were like slightly positive, but apart from them, no one else in the server was. When Vinny had 28 kills in the map, it was all about him. He put together an ace, he held it down on Banana, he was great on A, he was even great on the T side, which is something that we don't always see. So for whatever reason, this is just his map. Petition to rename DreamHack Masters to Inferno Masters.
We do need to work out how the hell Vinny got so good on that map. I feel like he's probably been asked in countless interviews, and hopefully by now he's figured out how to explain it, because I certainly can't.
No, he never has an answer. He just says, oh, I'm comfortable here.
Yeah.
I'm happy here. And I guess when Vinny's happy, that's what we get. I mean, what a performance.
Yeah, what a performance. I mean, I'm just trying to just think. I wasn't watching anyone else. I was just watching Vinny. I did like what I saw from Nico and Amanek on that B-bomb site, though. There seems to be quite a nice in-game double act forming between those two.
They got good later on in the half. They started to put together the comeback, and the way I looked at it was like, if they were to scrim that half out and extend it, so they played like a playoff full 30 round, it felt like G2 were creating the adaptions necessary to keep up, and at the end showed that they could win rounds, and it got harder and harder for FURIA to win rounds. But because FURIA just got 9 so quickly, like, you got to give credit to their game plan. It worked so well. Art caught Hunter pushing A multiple times. They won the pistol off some cool, actually lost the pistol, won the conversion off some cool plays. There was just so much good to say about the game plan for FURIA in the early game.
And it's because they've had time to prepare. Now they know what Nico looks like with G2.
Sure. Yeah, I'd say the only rounds that we really saw the CT super prevail towards the end when they made adaptations was when they got aggressive into the alt mid. 2 rounds back to back where they just forced their way out on that fight. The first time a missed Molotov from FURIA, so a little bit of abuse on the mistake. And then obviously G2 think to themselves, well, let's try this again, and it works. So yeah, I feel like what worked for G2 was catching FURIA off guard in a couple of rounds, the same way FURIA caught them off guard for like the opening 8.
So how are they going to be able to catch FURIA off guard on Mirage? Because they were so slow to adapt against Nemiga as well. It seems to be a running thing with G2 at this tournament. And this is Art's map. He's going to be in their face with the ult as much as possible.
To be fair to G2, I think that the start versus Nemiga was just kind of like a disrespect in the first couple of rounds. We also had some technical issues where the coach jumped in, and Nico said it in the post-game interview. He's like, we just kind of felt off of it because when we tried to isolate something on one player, there was suddenly a new guy in the server. You know, that wishy-washiness to the start of the half is what got them. This is map 2 of the series. G2 are already honed in, and Mirage should be a better performance overall.
I echo that as well. Map 2 warmed up. Like, if they had a slow start even on this map and then came through. So it depends if they take a long time to get started or if FURIA are just like that next level to Nemiga that can do even more than Nemiga and have a similar level of aggression if they're going to be able to stop it. But this is a great map for G2. They look strong on it. CD side's going to be a hard nut to crack. If there's a team that could do it, though, FURIA, this is a map they would have picked. This is a map they could have picked as their first pick. So you just cannot sleep on FURIA on Mirage.
What did we like from G2 the other day on Mirage against Nemiga?
That they won. That's about it. Like, the only thing is that they closed it out in the end, but pretty much they were slow in both halves, which is really sketchy. And it's not like anyone was hitting fantastic shots and like Nico was losing duels to Lollipop. And like, no offense to Lollipop, but like Nico is one of the best riflers of all time. Lollipop's just on his way up.
Should I be concerned for my predictions, Corny?
I don't think so yet. Maybe once we get to map 3, I think that this one could be close. What I'm looking forward to is watching watching Nico now again in connector, as opposed to having to deal with Lollipop, who kept running out a ramp. We're now going to see more mid plays, I think, from FURIA. We're going to see Art trying to slip into the window, you were saying, and it's for that reason that I'm like Art versus Nico in this next one. That's what I want to focus on.
That wasn't an accidental slip. Nexter is so key to the A's site holds. So as long as he's on fire, we could be going to a third deciding map. And we're going to find out if that is the case. After that next map, we're going to head to a break. And when we come back, we'll be getting straight to it.